We are live, full-time Devils, just outside Stamford Bridge. It is just over my shoulder down there, and we have some live team news right now. David De Gea starts in goal, Valencia at right back, Jones and Smalling partner each other at centre-half, Rojo at left back, and Darmian. Maybe this is actually a 3-5-2. Into midfield, Ander Herrera, Paul Pogba, Young, Mkhitaryan and Marcus Rashford. This is a really interesting team selection from Jose Mourinho. We saw away against Rostov that Mourinho went for a back five, and maybe he's gone for it again. You could potentially see Valencia at right wing back, Darmian at left wing back, and then a back three of Jones, Smalling, Rojo, Ander Herrera, Pogba in midfield, with Young, Mkhitaryan, Rashford. This is a good team lineup. I expected Marouane Fellaini to play up front, which could have been an interesting option. You know, you're thinking of someone like Azpilicueta, Marouane Fellaini up against him. That is a massive mismatch, and that is something potentially Mourinho and Manchester United could target and exploit. But this is interesting. Marcus Rashford, ill, but he's in the starting lineup. I'm joined by Adam Sweeney today. That is at Adam W. Sweeney on Twitter. Adam, what do you think of that starting lineup?
It's not what I expected, to be honest, Dave. That's the thing. I thought Fellaini was going to be in there. He's not. That's clearly a back three. Yep. Having Darmian and Valencia both in there. No Bailly as well on the bench, which is surprising, to be honest. But Rashford in the side, which, let's be honest, I think was always going to be a big thing. No strikers leading up to the game. No Rashford, Martial, Ibrahimovic. I think Rashford back in the side is a big plus point. You know, pace at the back, which I think, or pace against their back three, I think was always going to be necessary. It's going to be interesting to see how that back three performs, though. You know, we did all right in Rostov, but that one goal that we scored was a little bit loose, to be honest, at the back. And I think we've got to keep it tighter against Chelsea. If you look at Pedro in particular, Hazard, we've got to be a little bit tighter, mate.
It's interesting. Potentially United could go with the 3-4-3, you know, match Chelsea's system. Anyway, if you're just joining us now, Man United are setting up with a system we do not know. The team as follows: David De Gea in goal. Then we've got Valencia, Jones, Smalling, Rojo, Darmian, Ander Herrera, Paul Pogba, Ashley Young, Mkhitaryan, Rashford. That could be a 3-4-3. Potentially you're looking at Jones, Smalling, Rojo as a back three, then a midfield four of Pogba, Herrera, Darmian and Valencia, then a front three of Young, Mkhitaryan and Marcus Rashford. That is exactly how Mourinho could set up, but potentially it could be a 4-2-3-1, it could be a 4-3-3. What do you guys reckon in the comments? Get over there right now. Hello, Davey. Well, it is, yes, Statman Dave ready, repping the full-time Devils. It's Stamford Bridge just behind us here. What do you think of that team selection, guys? Is it mental? Is it crazy? Is Jose Mourinho lost the plot? Just waiting for those comments to fly through. Who do you think should start? The squad. It's an interesting one, rotated squad, yep. So just to give you the team lineup, once again, we've got David De Gea in goal, potentially a back three of Jones, Smalling, Rojo, then a four in midfield of Valencia, Darmian, Ander Herrera and Paul Pogba, and a front three of Ashley Young, Henrik Mkhitaryan and Marcus Rashford. Sweetman, what do you reckon of that, the 3-4-3 that's just come out?
I mean, mate, honestly, to be honest, the big plus point, I'm going to look at plus points. Let's not look at the negative. The plus points there, we've got Rashford and Mkhitaryan in the side in particular, Pogba and Herrera in there. I think the surprise, again, is that three at the back. I would have thought Carrick might have started, especially even if you're going to play a three at the back, I thought Carrick might have played that little bit deeper, and that might have turned it into a three. The one negative, if there is Darmian.
It's an interesting one. I think Darmian's done quite well on the left-hand side, and it's an interesting one where he's kind of better on the left than the right. He played more there for Torino last season, the season before he signed and so forth, and he was a better player there.
He's got awful facial hair, Darmian, as well.
Has he? What do you reckon about?
Coming from us two, he's probably
I think it's a bit rich, buddy. In terms of the bench, we've got Sergio Romero, Eric Bailly, Daley Blind, Michael Carrick, Marouane Fellaini, Jess Lingard and Juan Mata. I'd love to see Marouane Fellaini score the winner this evening. And that is the subs. Yeah, potentially a 3-4-3. So going back to the team lineup, David De Gea in goal, Jones, Smalling, Rojo as a back three, a midfield four of Valencia, Darmian, Ander Herrera, Paul Pogba, and then a front three of Young, Mkhitaryan, and of course Marcus Rashford. Let's just touch on Henrik Mkhitaryan, because in recent weeks he has been fantastic, been directly involved in 6 goals in 7 games. This season for Man United as well, he's averaging a goal every other game. Do you guys want to jump in? What do you think about the Man United fans?
2-1. 2-1 United.
2-1 United.
Without a striker. Matter.
Have you seen the side?
I've not, no.
So the side again, for anyone that's just joining in, we've got David De Gea in goal, a back three of Jones, Smalling, Rojo, a midfield four of Valencia, Darmian, Ander Herrera, Paul Pogba, and a front three of Ashley Young, Henrik Mkhitaryan and Marcus Rashford.
2-1.
Mkhitaryan?
Yeah. 2-1.
What do you reckon?
Rashford 3-1.
Rashford 3-1, that is bold. I'm thinking extra time. What do you guys think?
Do you know what? Pens, David Luiz slips for the pen. I'd be happy with that. David Luiz slips for a pen at the end.
Not John Terry.
No, Rashford's got it all day. Rashford, if Rashford's here, Rashford's fucking
Got it under. Got it bottled off.
Thanks, guys. Brilliant stuff once again. Yeah, brilliant stuff. But anyway, if you're just joining us now, the team for Manchester United, David De Gea in goal, a back three potentially to match Chelsea's system. I think it's a great move from Jose Mourinho. Potentially.
All I would say as well, I think the one thing I would say, I mean, I'm a little bit disappointed in some ways that Mata's in there, not in there, sorry, but there's a big balance there, I think, in the wide areas. I think Valencia, when given that license to push forward, I think he's good, especially against Marcos Alonso. You know, we've touched on that before. Marcos Alonso has scored an extreme amount of goals for what is essentially a left back. Yeah. He's big, he's powerful, he's strong, and I think we needed to make sure that we pushed him back. And maybe with that back three and Valencia at right back or right wing back, we've got that opportunity to do that.
I think Marcos Alonso, you mentioned, has scored more goals than any other wing-back in Europe's top 5 leagues. And I think what he gives them going forward is when Chelsea break down the right-hand side, he's always the spare man on that left-hand side to put the ball in the back of net. In terms of the comments, we've got the King 232 saying we need Carrick. It's a good point. Michael Carrick has been fantastic against Chelsea in recent years. Lingard, no, Shaw is an interesting one. Yeah, I kind of agree. Luke Shaw has been fantastic when he started in recent weeks, especially defensively. Been really, really solid. I liked how he stepped back and against Bournemouth he was controlled in his performance, and it was a very very good performance. Wanted Darmian, let's forget that one. Come on United, that is a big shout out for Sam Scholes. Come on United, that is a big one. Mourinho said he doesn't care about the FA Cup. It's interesting. I'd personally put the Europa League above the FA Cup this season. Of course, we are champions and we should look to win the FA Cup once again, but the Europa League gets that Champions League pot, and Roma are playing Lyon, who potentially are the 2 best sides in the tournament. It's a massive thing. There's some rude words about Mourinho. No Luke Shaw. Mourinho's the guy, unfortunately. He's been making good calls, he's been making mad calls. In terms of points that United have won through his substitutions this season in the Premier League, I put that down to 8 points he's won through his substitutions, and that is a top performance from any manager out there. Lingard would have been a better option. Lingard, does do well in London, obviously at Wembley.
It's not Wembley, Dave.
It's not Wembley, but Adam, it's only 12 miles from Wembley. Do you think Jess Lingard come off the bench to get the winner?
Why not? I mean, he scored, what was it, a couple of games ago here at Stamford Bridge as well, in that 1-1, where Diego, exactly, yeah, it was a cracking goal, to be honest, where Diego Costa levelled it up at the end of the game. I think the one thing that Lingard always gives you is that pacing behind. But with Rashford starting, if Rashford hadn't have started, then maybe Lingard would have been a decent option. But Rashford's not as ill as it sounded at first, so he's playing, and he's going to be that pacing behind, isn't he? And I think with the creativity of Mkhitaryan, we've got enough. I don't think... We're not massively lacking. The problem is always going to be how good Chelsea are. We know that Chelsea are a good side. I think we need to stay in the game. The last thing that we need, and particularly, we've got them 3 centre-backs. Yep. We've got the 2 wing-backs. We need to just sit tight and stay in the game for the first 25 minutes. The 4-0 here recently, all I would say, 4-0 generally means 6-1 second leg, right? No?
Yes, definitely, 100%. We've seen Barcelona do it. Why can't Manchester United do that this evening? I like the tactics that Mourinho's going with. It appears to be a 3-4-3. David De Gea, of course, in goal. Valencia and Darmian as wing-backs. Jones, Smalling, Rojo as the 3 centre-halves. Ander Herrera, Paul Pogba partnering each other in midfield. I love that Ander Herrera is back in that side. I thought we lacked Ander Herrera against Bournemouth. He's a player that both gives United tempo in defence, but also tempo with the ball when United have got possession. You think of the League Cup final. A brilliant ball to Zlatan at the back post. Ander Herrera, I love you forever. But anyway, we're going to go to the comments. What do you guys think the score is going to be? Give me some score predictions and I'll read them out. What's the team? That is a good question. As I just mentioned, a 3-4-3 potentially with Jones, Smalling, Rojo as the 3 centre-halves. Then we've got Valencia, Ander Herrera, Paul Pogba, Darmian, and then a front 3 of Ashley Young, Henrik Mkhitaryan and Marcus Rashford. The bench today, of course, is Sergio Romero on the bench with Bailly, who could make his first appearance ever in the FA Cup. Daley Blind, Michael Carrick, Marouane Fellaini, Jess Lingard and Juan Mata. A good bench there. Some good, players that you could bring off the bench, especially Marouane Fellaini. I think that could be a massive mismatch if he puts him up against Azpilicueta as the Chelsea back 3. Anyway, back to the comments. What's the team? We've just answered that for you. Darmian and Young will be useful in getting the ball into the far post. I agree, but we're lacking a Marouane Fellaini to aim those balls to the far post. If we're attacking down that left-hand side, let someone drop over to the right, get on Azpilicueta's back and hopefully win some headers. But I like the team from Mourinho. He's going 3-4-3 versus 3-4-3, similar to what David Moyes, in fact, did for Sunderland and gave Chelsea a really good game. Any team that's done well against Chelsea recently have gone man for man. You think of the United front 3, a lot of pace there. Ashley Young, Mkhitaryan, and of course Marcus Rashford up against David Luiz, Gary Cahill, and of course Azpilicueta. That is a good matchup for United, I would definitely say. But remember, get into the comments. What do you think the score's going to be? Come on. Pogba, 40-yard screamer. Well, Paul Pogba was very, very poor in that first leg against Chelsea. Well, the first game in the league. And I really do think that it's time for Paul Pogba to, destroy those haters. 40-yard screamer. I exactly agree that. We've got Max, who's coming in with a 4-1 score. And the Chelsea team. We want to know the Chelsea team. We don't care about the Chelsea team. Chelsea can play whoever they want. In goal for Manchester United, we've got David De Gea. We've got a back three of course, Jones, Smalling, Marcus Rojo, Valencia, Darmian as wing-backs, Ander Herrera, Paul Pogba, then Young, Mkhitaryan and Marcus Rashford for Manchester United. Oh, we've got in a lot of shouts for the Chelsea team. So why not? Let's go and find it. Give me 2 seconds, guys. In between, I'm going to talk some spiel about Manchester United this season. Marcus Rashford. Oh, Chelsea team, we got it. So, Courtois in goal, Aspilicueta, David Luiz and Gary Cahill as their back three. Then Moses, Kante, Matic, Alonso as their 4. Then Willian, Costa, Hazard. That, on paper, is Chelsea's strongest team. This is a big test for Manchester United, and this is the test that I think they're going to pass. They're going to out-Chelsea this season. Chelsea have been sitting back, defending deep and hitting people on the counter-attack. Let's go back to the score predictions. So we've got some 2-0s, some tight 2-1s, 4-4-2 potentially. Some people are playing. I don't think so. I think it's going to be a 3-4-3 system. Did I see Memphis' goal from the halfway line? Yes, I did. It was a fantastic goal, but unfortunately, he needed it to do that more for Manchester United. A 6-1. Yes, I'm on that. Anthony Martial, unfortunately, is out injured for the game. He picked up an injury in training and will be missing the game. 3-2 to Manchester United. That is coming in from Molly. Great suggestion there. That could be a good scoreline. We've got some Zin singing 2-1 to Manchester United. Marcus Rashford, a big shout out. But anyway, if you've not seen it before, Manchester United's team today is, of course, David De Gea in goal, Jones, Smalling, Rojo, Valencia, Herrera, Pogba, Darmian, Young, Mkhitaryan, Marcus Rashford. And I think that's about that for guys today. My score prediction is going to be 2-1 to Manchester United. Make sure you jump onto YouTube after the game to check my live review, but also the fan cams. They're going to be absolutely massive. We are just down the road from Stamford Bridge. Come on, United! It's over.